Hi, I'm Alyssa, the head of content at Content at Scale. I'm here to teach you a bite-sized lesson on the craft framework. So today I'm continuing to talk about the T in craft, which stands for trust building, but we're going to apply it to the body of your blog content. The big question is, how do you add human experience, your point of view or POV, to AI content? In other words, how do you make AI content warmer, more personal, and more inviting? How do you make it sound like you? So we can do this by starting at the most basic level of your content, which is the construction of sentences. Sentences automatically sound more robotic and formal, and thus less human and less like you if they're constructed a certain way. And there are two ways we're going to focus on. The first is if your sentences are written in the third person perspective. And that just means that instead of talking directly to the reader, instead you're talking about them. So you're referring to them in an indirect way. Instead of, for instance, saying, you can save money, you might instead say, businesses can save money. So saying businesses is third person, and we don't want that if we want this content to sound human and to sound like you. So instead, we want to focus on putting in you language into this. And it's really simple to do that. In most cases, you can just take this word, for instance, where we refer to them as businesses, and we can just change that to you. Instead of saying businesses can save money, we're saying you can save money. And really the easiest way to edit your content so you're using you language is just to think about talking to your reader as if they're in the room with you and you're looking at them and you're having a conversation with them. So anytime you encounter roundabout language, anytime you're speaking about your reader indirectly, instead change that so you're talking to them directly. Another way to make your content sound more human is to focus on removing the passive voice and instead switching it to active voice. And so passive voice is where the subject of the sentence is referred to in a roundabout way. So for instance, in this sentence, this says, while it's true that short form writing may be more efficiently handled by an AI program than a human writer. So the subject of this sentence is the AI program. But we're referring to this AI program in a roundabout way. We're not putting this front and center. We're tacking it on at the end, and we're saying short form writing is handled efficiently by an AI program. So this is your big clue that you're using passive voice whenever you say by. So for instance, the documents were handled by the assistant. Instead of saying the assistant handled the documents, we're referring to the subject of the sentence, the assistant, in a roundabout way. So another really simpler example is that to say the ball was chased by the dog, instead of saying the dog chased the ball. So you see how using passive voice makes your sentences unnecessarily complicated. So you want to edit this out in AI content because writing more directly makes you sound more like a human wrote it. Because humans don't talk that way. We don't say something was done by someone. We always, most of the time, refer actively. So that's a huge point for making your content sound more human. So how can I change this sentence from passive voice to active voice? Just for a refresher, I'm going to read it aloud again. While it's true that short form writing may be more efficiently handled by an AI program than a human writer, this doesn't necessarily mean that chatbots are going to replace humans altogether. So how do I edit this into active voice? Let me show you. So here's the edit. I changed it to, while an AI program may handle short form writing more efficiently than a human writer, this doesn't necessarily mean that chatbots are going to replace humans altogether. So all you have to do is take the subject of the sentence and pull it out and put it at the beginning instead of at the end. So you want it to read subject, verb. An AI program may handle. And it's that simple. So next, let's get into the meat of adding human experience to AI writing. We've talked about how to make the content sound like you, how to make it sound more human, but how do you add your experience to this? How do you add your viewpoint, your expertise, your story, your viewpoint to content? And this is pretty simple as well. All you have to do is have an opinion about what you're writing about. Have an opinion about the topic you're covering in the blog. If you're the expert creating this content, you need to be the expert. That means you insert your opinion on the topic in key places, where it adds value, where it matters, or where it's needed. So say you're talking about, for instance, in this blog, we're talking about how the emergence of AI in the writing industry is a paradigm shift. And we're talking about the new era of automated content production. We're talking about the challenges and opportunities for professional writers. So if I was writing this from my perspective, I am a writer, so I shouldn't just talk about generalities. I shouldn't just talk about what people say or what the general opinion is about this paradigm shift. I should talk about this from my point of view. I'm an expert. What does this paradigm shift mean for me? How has it affected me in my work? And I would add that here because that adds human experience and it adds a valuable viewpoint and makes your content more valuable because you are unique. The things that have gone into your expertise, your life, your education, what you've gone through, your experiences, all of that add up to a unique viewpoint that is valuable to share with your audience. So have an opinion about the topic of your blog and insert that opinion. So for instance, I might say here, this automated content production has brought challenges and opportunities for professional writers. I might add a section right here. For me, as a content writer, this has meant adjusting to a new normal. Now, I'm not the primary writer. I'm the primary editor. And I might continue to talk about my experience working with AI and content. I might say, now the AI is producing drafts. I'm not the one producing drafts. And that has taken me out of the brainstorming, deep, nitty-gritty research, outline. Honestly, the hardest part of blog writing, I have been taken out of that. And now I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle section, which is editing, polishing, improving. So I would definitely talk about that here and give my opinion. And that's valuable because I am the expert. And so what you need to do is be the expert. Insert yourself where it's valuable. Just imagine like you were talking to one of your clients and they need your perspective on a topic. Give it. And that's really how you make your content stand out as well. And this is valuable in blogs like this, where we're addressing a general topic and we're talking about it and we're offering information and background. That's valuable here. But sometimes the entire blog is about sharing your opinion. For instance, this Content Hacker blog is just basically an opinion piece. It's about marketing AI tools, but it's about Julia's favorite marketing AI tools. This is an opinion. So in an opinion piece like this, since the entire piece is about your perspective and your opinion, you need to be in this draft. You need to be using first person language. I've got you covered. In this guide, I'm showing you the best marketing AI tools. Copious use of the word I in this, because this is an opinion. This is a certain perspective, and that's the point of the blog. And when you need to do that, you need to give your opinion unequivocally. Don't be shy about saying this is awesome, this sucks, I hate this, I love this. Be in this draft and use the word I. So this piece is a really good example of that. So that's adding human experience to content. For more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch the next craft training. We publish one bite-sized lesson every week.